Please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Today is the Environmental Conservation Board. It is April 20th, 2023. There's an agenda we're going to follow, and I will start the first item, which is the DEP West Branch Auxiliary Dam site plan referral for 34 Drewville Road. Please state your name and what you're here for.
Hi, I'm Paul Costa with DEP's Bureau of Engineering, Design, and Construction. I'm portfolio manager. Eric, could you introduce yourself?
Hi, Eric Leclerc. I'm with CDM Smith. We're a consultant supporting DEP on this project.
Okay. There were no comments or questions from the public. Has anything changed on the plans since your last visit?
No.
No, the only thing that had changed is the ECB had requested wetland markers at the 100 feet spacing. We did add those to the plans, and those are there now.
They're out there now?
Yes.
Did the wetlands inspector verify?
I'm sorry, they're not installed now. They're on the plans themselves to be installed. Yep.
Okay, so part of your conditions will be install flags prior to start of work and verify by wetland inspector, okay?
Correct.
Okay, so do I have a motion from the board to grant permit number 993 to the DEP Westwater Branch Reservoir Auxiliary Dam with the following conditions? 1, town wetland inspector to do a pre and post site visit for installation of erosion control. And 2, install wetland flags in advance of work and have wetland inspector verify. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, see Rose on Monday.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We have to do a EAF. Will the proposed action, you don't have to stick around for this. Will the proposed action create a material conflict? No. Will the proposed action result in change use intensity, land of use? No. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community? No.
No.
Will the proposed action have an impact on the CEA? No.
No.
Will the proposed action result in adverse change to the existing level of traffic? No.
No.
Will the proposed action cause an increase in use of energy?
No.
Will the proposed action impact public-private water, public-private wastewater? No.
No.
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, or aesthetic resources? No.
No.
Will the proposed action result in adverse change to natural resources?
No.
No.
And will the proposed action result in increase in potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage? No. And will it create a hazard to environmental resources? No.
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 Okay, that one's done. Next item, Bullet Hole Farms, 360 Bullet Hole Road, tree harvesting. Please state your name while you're here.
Christopher Prentice with Lower Hudson Forestry Services, here representing Bullet Hole Farms.
Okay, there were no comments from the public. The public meeting was opened and closed on 3/16/23. Were there any changes to the plans that was previously submitted to us?
No, sir.
Okay. Do I have a motion to grant a tree cutting permit to,
One moment, Mr. Chairman. From the last meeting, there were a number of things that were discussed to be added to the plans, either in a note or just part of the planning for the plan for the actual like logging, and there was indicating that there would be a moratorium on certain times of the day as well as certain days of the week. Were those added to the? I think there was an additional, like you mentioned, something around Sundays would be prevented, or Saturdays would be prevented, or something along those lines, as well as school times. Were those added to the plans as it stands right now?
They weren't. I just was assuming that that would be a condition of the permit. So,
I think that's sufficient. That's fine. But
Well, I
then
don't-
let me go over them.
because what we agreed to was no work on the weekends, 8 to 6 as per the town code, and we would find out what the bus schedule is, and there wouldn't be any trucking during the morning and the afternoon of bus
What are
schedules.
the conditions?
1 second. I'm just making a note on them. Schedule. No trucking. Let me see. Just quickly review some of the other notes that I have, and I'll read them all for you.
Yep.
Noise trees, right, number of trees, yep, who's monitoring, yep, explain buffer from adult abutting property, no problem. Yep. Start around April, May was mentioned. Forester around school dismissal hours, right, that's a good way to phrase it. Okay, the 3 additional criteria that we had on the, from the open meeting, was no work on weekends. Per our code, you don't need to add this one, but it was an 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. time frame to be able to actually do any logging and trucking.
8 a.m. to 6 p.m. work hours?
Yes.
Okay.
That is also by code. And then the last item was that any trucking routes would go around school dismissal and arrival hours. Just for the record here as well, one of the things that we had asked during the public hearing was roughly the amount of trucks that could potentially happen per day, and it was indicated that it would most likely be around 1 per day. So this is totally doable without any issues.
Correct.
That's not a condition, it's just for the record.
All right, so then, do I have a motion to grant the tree cutting permit to East West Forestry Associates,
No, that's the town forester.
to Bullet Hole Farms Incorporated for 360 Bullet Hole Road, with the following conditions. 1, no work on weekends. Work hours will be 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Any trucking routes to avoid school bus routes and schools, and the wetland inspector must inspect all mitigation prior to work,
Including the bridge that's being built,
Correct.
bridge,
stream crossing. Bridge is a little bit much to say.
stream, crossing, and upon completion. Wetland inspector or tree or forester. Do I have a motion?
Can I speak? I just want to make one change, if it's okay.
Please state your name.
My name is Patrick O'Mara.
Okay?
I'm not really totally in 100% agreement with not working on the weekends. You know, I work 24/7, you know, and, you know, by denying me any kind of, you know, working on the weekends or on Saturday or Sunday, you know, I mean,
Were you here, was he here at the last meeting?
I was here at the last meeting, yes, sir.
Did he express your concerns to you? What does the code allow in the town?
The code, I have the tree for, I could look specifically, I know it was 8 to 6,
Well,
but.
I can, I think I can reiterate what was discussed at the last meeting.
Sir, would you mind just reminding the board, and understanding that you were here last time, what is your relation to this project? Are you a member of the public with a concern? Are you a contractor? Are you at all
Hey, what's your relationship to this application?
One of the owners,
of the property? Thank you.
correct.
Okay. I got it.
You have it? Are you doing this work yourself, or you're hiring a contractor to do it? Because we were always told that it was going to be
No,
a logging
it is a
company.
logging contractor.
So what-
Tri-State Hardwoods is the one who purchased it. They're the ones that are going to be doing the work.
Because what's
So-
the big deal if we
Right.
I don't
avoid
understand what the
weekends?
issue is.
Yeah, I don't see what the issue
I mean, I
is.
believe the town code doesn't allow for Sundays and legal holidays anyway.
Right, that's
So,
correct.
essentially, what was done was, to appease the neighbors, I agreed to no work on a Saturday.
Okay,
which
so,
the
I mean,
purchaser didn't seem to have
There
an
was
issue
a,
with.
there was a public hearing, they agreed to it at the time of the public hearing. We told the public hearing, the people at the public, I wasn't here personally, but if I told the public that we weren't gonna work on Saturdays and Sundays to appease them, to work with our neighbors, I can't at the last minute say you wanna work weekends, where we agreed to it in front of a public hearing.
Yeah, but I didn't agree to, I'll agree to what is allowed with the law, okay? Just because a neighbor comes up here and starts complaining and saying all sorts of stuff, just because that's what he wants to say,
I'm here to-
that's his prerogative. But what are the rules with the ECB board for cutting trees? What are the rules? Can we cut trees on the weekends?
At the last meeting, your representative said no. He wasn't gonna cut trees on weekends. And that's what we told the public when we went through the hearing. So if you were not prepared to work, if you were prepared to work weekends and just said it to the people who are in the public just to appease them so you can get out of here with a get-out-of-jail-free card, that doesn't fly with me. So.
You weren't even here, so you don't even know
I
what you're
watched the
talking
tape.
about.
First of
You don't
all-
even know what you're talking about.
Okay, all right, so you know what, we're gonna shelve this permit,
No.
and we'll go back, we'll see it in 3 weeks.
Can we?
We're
No, what I
shelving the
want to do,
permit.
I want
We're
you
going
to be
shelve.
removed from the board.
We're going,
And I
I'm the
want you
chairman.
to be back up to talk, because you were talking last time. And what we did was, you agreed to allow no cutting on the weekends, okay?
Correct.
And what was said was,
I'm going to
this
shelve
board,
the permit.
this board, that's fine. That's
See you in
fine.
3 weeks.
That's fine. That's
No
fine, but
problem.
I'm not done yet. So, Nichols, you ran the show, okay? There was a question that came up. When did he cut wood? Somebody said, I don't know, 5 in the morning to 10 at night. They said, no, that can't be that long. Somebody else said 8 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon, Monday through Saturday. They said, yeah, I think that's what it is. Don't cut wood on Sunday. So I said, this sounds good to me. And then some bozo the clown got up here and says, I got parties on Saturday and Sunday. And I said, listen, you got to give me a call when you got a party, because I want to cut wood on Saturdays. So what do you want to do? You going to let me cut wood on Saturday or no?
I'm shelving the permit.
I don't have the.
I don't need a
at this
permit.
point in time is shelving.
I don't
this
need a permit to cut wood.
What? You need a permit to cut wood.
You were just going to approve it.
Right.
Just because I got up here and started,
Because
just
you're-
because I opened my big mouth.
No, I'm not doing it.
Now you're
because-
shelving it.
Yeah, I'm shelving it.
You were just
because-
going to approve it.
Because I'm gonna go back and watch the tape this week to see what you agreed to, what he agreed to during the public hearing.
Good, I agree to that.
So.
Sign the permit.
No, we're gonna shelve it.
For what?
Until I watch. the
Public
video.
hearing's over.
I'd like to ask a question. What is it that you want? You want it cut on Saturdays and Sundays? Is that what you're saying?
I just want a permit.
You want a permit? Yeah.
Edward, Mr. Barnett, I'm a working man. I'm no slouch. All right? I'm no slouch. All right? If you tell me I can't cut wood on Monday, I won't cut wood on Monday. If you say I can't cut wood on midnight, I won't cut wood on midnight. If you say I can't cut wood on Saturday and Sunday, I won't cut wood on Saturday and Sunday. All right? But if that's what you say, that's what I'm going to do. So that's what it is. I won't cut wood on Saturday and Sunday. Approve the permit. We'll be done with this.
So you're saying that if you don't get the permit, you're going to do what you want to do?
I didn't
Is that
say
what you're
that.
saying? Well, I'm getting the idea that if we said something that was obstructing for what you desire, that you're going to do it anyway. Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't say that. What I said was, this board just approved the permit. I heard,
Not yet.
Not yet.
I heard you guys.
Make a motion
You guys
to
are making a
approve.
motion to approve the permit,
We didn't vote on it.
It hasn't
okay?
been voted.
And the only thing I said was, I'm upset about not being able to cut on Saturday. I work Sundays too. I used to go to church all the time on Sunday. Sunday's the Lord's Day. Not for me no more. I work 7 days a week. But if you don't want me to cut wood over there ever again, I won't cut no wood. Okay? If you want to give me permit to cut some wood, I would like the permit to cut wood. If you don't want me cutting wood on Saturday and Sunday, I won't cut wood on Saturday and Sunday. Let me know what you want me to do, and I'll do it. Is that fair?
I was there 10 minutes ago.
So if you can't cut wood on Saturday, obviously Sunday's out.
Because the letter's going,
Is
your
that
permit's
something-
going to stipulate the following items. No work on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. are the work hours, any trucking routes to avoid school bus routes in schools, and wetlands inspector or forester must inspect all mitigation prior to working, bridge, stream crossing, and upon completion. Those are the 4 conditions of the permit.
Yes, sir. I'll abide by them.
All right, so then, do I have a motion to grant a tree cutting permit to 360 Bullet Hole Road with the following 4 conditions? 1, no work on weekends, including Saturdays and Sundays. The work hours will be from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Any and all trucking routes are to avoid school bus routes and schools during school hours. And the wetland inspector or forester must inspect all mitigation prior to work, bridge, stream crossing, and upon completion. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
See Rose on Monday. All right?
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I roughed you up a little bit, but that's the way I roll. I like working Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's the way I roll. Okay?
Well, you can
So-
take the weekends off on this.
I'll go work somewhere else. Got plenty of other properties to work on.
Perfect.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate your time, patience, and I appreciate you dealing with an idiot.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulation?
No.
No. Will the proposed action result in change in use intensity land use?
No.
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community?
No.
Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a CEA? No.
No.
Will the proposed action result in adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure? No. Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonable available energy conservation? No. Will the proposed action impact existing public-private water, public-private wastewater? No.
No.
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic archaeological resources? No.
No.
Will the proposed action result in adverse change to natural resources? No. Will the proposed action result in increase the potential for erosion? No. And will it create an environmental hazard to human health? Maybe.
No.
No. Boy, it was a good meeting last week, huh?
Mr. O'Malley did not speak, to my knowledge, at the public hearing.
Okay, next. Ann Margolis, 9 Averill Drive, replace and add on to deck. Could you please state your name and what you're here to represent?
Hi, Ann Margolis, 9 Averill Drive, trying to rebuild our deck that's falling apart and adding a bit to it.
Okay,
Thank you.
it was on fire. Okay, so what are you, so right now you have an existing deck that is off the back of the house, I assume, right?
Correct.
Okay, and what, do you know what the size of that existing deck is?
I should have that. Give me 1 second.
I see a picture of it here.
Yeah, I have the picture. I don't have the numbers in front of
Oh,
me. I
got
don't want to
it.
give you a wrong number.
Deck,
So that's about
new deck.
2, 3, 4, 5. Would you say it's about 40 by 16?
It runs the length of the house, correct?
No, it runs about half the length of the
Half the
house.
length of the
About
house.
3/4.
It's about 20-ish,
There are-
25?
I don't know
Is
that
there
it's
scale? You have
40.
scale?
There's no
It's
scale.
probably 20 by 14,
Well, because the way I'm
something
looking
like
at
that.
it is your posts are roughly 8 feet separated, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. That's 40. Then you have a 4-foot wide stairway on each side, that's 50. And then goes to the back of the house. It looks about 16 to 20 feet.
You know what it is? It's roughly 36 feet. Yeah, 40.
Not bad.
40, pretty good.
Every once in a while, I get lucky. So here's the thing, Ms. Margalis, I need to know where all right, so on here, have you shown us, I can see the deck is in need of some repair. I got it. Okay, so you want to add the new deck. I need to know the size of the new deck.
Talking about total square footage?
Yes.
Yes. I need the total square footage of both. The existing deck, it's already up. You're replacing that in kind. So now you're adding a new deck, okay? So we need to know the size of the new deck, okay?
Yeah. Sorry, I have it on the big plans. Mind if I just pull that out? Bobby Strom did the, you guys have these. Can I,
And then the other thing is, I see the red is the silt fence. I need to see show the 100-foot buffer. Buffer on the plan. And how will you be doing the footings, the new footings, by hand or with a machine?
so they're gonna dig by hand? I did a construction sequence as well.
Silt fence, dig out.
I'm gonna use a small mini excavator,
So that's not by hand.
That's not by hand.
and then the footings will be, because we're gonna dig out a little bit underneath the deck. And then we're gonna do the footings gonna be by hand and poured concrete.
Okay, so then, all right, so, here's the deal, right?
Yeah.
So because you're taking down the old now and digging underneath the existing, so you're disturbing that whole area, right?
About 700 square feet,
Okay,
yeah.
so what I need to know is on the drawing here, this is the back of the house, this is the front of the house. Where is the lake or the water that you have that is a wetland?
So if you look on that drawing there, right at the top left, it says lake,
Dock, there's a dock.
and
Oh,
there's
it's
a
a
dock
lake.
sticking out.
Yeah, it's like Mahopac.
Oh, it's Lake
Mahopac.
Mahopac,
Yeah,
okay.
So it's
Yeah, we're
from
off-
the lake back.
So then, so this is 31 feet, so I see the one dimension here, 31 feet. So this entire area that you're working in is in the wetlands?
Is within the wetland
Is
area.
within the wetland,
Yes.
okay? So.
Buffer.
It's in the buffer.
It's in the buffer,
It's in the
yes.
buffer,
The
okay.
existing is in the buffer as well,
So you have to show the 100-foot buffer on the drawing,
okay?
all right? You then have to provide a fueling plan, because you're using the backhoe. You have to provide a fueling plan.
Okay,
The mini excavator needs to be stored.
Plastic sheeting.
plastic
stored
sheeting,
On 6 mil plastic sheeting
You can get that at like Home Depot. It comes in rolls.
okay?
outside the buffer. I'll give you a copy of you can take a picture of this.
Okay, perfect. We were planning to keep that on the driveway, which is outside of the buffer in the front of the house, and all materials there as well.
Yeah, not a problem.
What do
That's
you
fine.
need the excavator for?
I think to just do a little bit of the digging.
Grading.
Huh?
You're grading the area under the deck, you're grading?
Some of the existing posts are not in concrete, and they're starting to tilt and lean. So I think he wants to use for that, to dig out around the posts. And replacing everything, because the whole deck is starting to lean, and I have 2 very young children, so I don't want to,
No, I understand.
Yeah, yeah.
we're actually just making the deck existing what it is, and just making it the full length of the house.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Is it also coming around the left side, looking at the front of the house? The left side of the house, it looks like there's also,
Yeah, are you
We're extending a few feet out on the side
Yep.
as well.
Okay.
We got the variance for that.
Okay.
The existing deck, are you replacing it, or what are you
Now,
doing?
what she's doing is this, Ed.
Complete?
This is the existing deck. She's taking this down, and you're adding quite a significant sized deck.
Yeah.
Okay,
Some
so-
footage on the left side and about 15 feet on the right side.
Okay, so you're gonna have to do some wetland mitigation.
Okay.
So you're either gonna have to provide a rain garden.
I had a question about that, because I was talking with Mike and with Rose, because I was, trying to figure out how to do it properly. You may know my mother, Sheila Margolis, started with some folks, the Park District, so we're pretty mindful of the water in the lake and making sure things are done correctly. That's important to us. When I was talking to Mike about needing a rain garden, he's saying that because it's a deck and water is falling through already, and we have existing drainage there, that it's not, I asked if we needed that, and he said, you might, but you probably will
What you
not,
can-
because it's
what you
going
can
through.
do
Yeah,
Is you can take the gutter off the back of the house and direct that to the rain garden.
okay.
where does the gutters go right now? Do you know, does it go to grade? When it comes down the gutters, does it just go into the grass? Or does it go underground into pipes?
It goes into the grass on the side, on one
Perfect.
side, yeah,
That makes it very easy for you.
yeah.
If you build a rain garden near one of those gutter exits,
Okay.
that's mitigation. That counts.
50%.
It is 50%, yeah.
Yeah, 50%. So
So-
if you have 700 square foot that you're adding,
Yes?
you only have to do your calcs for 350.
Okay,
So whatever it is, the total area times 50%. Okay?
and is there stipulations around what constitutes a rain garden that I can look up so I can make sure I
Yeah,
have the
there's
right,
we may have.
that I have the
I
right
might have
plantings?
We may have one.
Somewhere. If we don't, Rose probably does. There's a little pamphlet that we hand out every once in a while.
So just so I understand, the rain garden goes in front of the gutters?
It can, yeah.
You'd have to run a new pipe
Okay,
under the,
Might not have to if you put it right up against the house.
whatever, yeah.
The water just needs to run into it. The intention of the rain garden is to act as a basin
barrier?
and a sponge.
Okay.
So this way water flows into that from the impervious surface of your roof,
and not into
goes
the
into
water?
that, stays there, and slowly dissipates down through plants that actually are much better for the filtering. Yeah, I thought I had a copy of the,
I don't have that.
I used to have a copy. Apologies. You'll have to, if you ask Rose, it actually might be on the website too.
Okay.
But if you ask, oh, I do have one. There you go. Get that.
Look at you.
Super.
So, the one thing that I don't believe this has is the calculation to figure out how big of a rain garden you need.
Anything else
So,
there, Mr.
what we were saying here, there's
Anthony,
a
anything
pretty standard
else?
calculations. You can ask, Rich Franzetti for, who is in the, engineering department, give him a call. The calculation is, it's a square footage of the
Percentage of
new-
this, okay,
of the new impervious surface that you're putting on.
okay,
And the board recognizes 50% of decks that have slats in them as impervious.
Okay.
So you take your full, whatever that is, let's say you're adding 1,000 square feet or 750, whatever it is, let's say 1,000, you would need to make a rain garden that can handle 500 square feet.
got it.
And that's what you would be able to take.
Nope, that's not a problem.
All right, so no heavy equipment to be used except for the mini excavator.
That's the
That's
only,
considered heavy equipment.
yeah, that's the only piece.
And just to be clear too, you're welcome to put the rain garden wherever you'd like. The intention though is the water has to make it to the rain garden for it to function, so coming
Right.
off of a roof leader is very easy. You can make that out further from the house and just and be able to run a pipe, in which case you'd have to
Okay,
add
so I
that to your
can lead
pool.
it to the garden.
Right.
Yeah, good, perfect.
All right, so the only thing I have is this new size of the deck. Show 100-foot buffer on the plans, square footage. Provide a fuel and plan, mini excavator needs to be stored on 6 mil. Show soil stockpile
Spill
areas.
kit.
Provide spill kit.
And fueling plan. So when you indicate notes for your, the excavator, we ask for overnight parking. You have to submit something to us, an email or something that indicates you're gonna follow these rules.
Okay.
One of them, it says, we're talking about the mini excavator. There's 3 main things that we need for that. One is,
Is this, am I
He's writing
taking a
it down,
pic, you
you'll
got
take
I
it?
just
Okay.
gave her a copy.
oh, you did?
This, you can take a picture of this.
Would you mind?
I don't mind.
Be great,
The,
thank you.
You gonna yell at me?
I can't follow that act, sorry.
Show silt fence detail, something else I was going,
Overnight
The
parking on
100-foot
6 mil
buffer.
poly.
yeah, I got that.
Say-
Fueling plan, which
Got
means
that.
when you fuel,
Spill
don't be
kit.
within the buffer.
Spill kit.
And the last thing you need is a spill kit.
Okay,
You can usually buy those at Home Depot. Generally speaking, they're a container that has kitty litter and rags. So if a hydraulic line bursts or the fuel, if something happens with the fuel and you spill it, you have something
Oh, yeah.
nearby to clean that up very quickly.
Wetland inspector. To inspect prior and post work.
You indicated stockpile location, right?
Show stockpile, soil stockpile area.
Not, oh, there's also, so it's soil, on your map, so we also need a, what are those called? Size, scale.
No, you don't need to,
don't need to scale?
show dimensions on the,
You need to show the dimensions of this whole thing. But the other thing I was gonna mention was, if you are, for instance, over in your driveway, which might be over here, I suppose?
more to the
Maybe
right,
it's in the front?
yeah.
Okay, wherever it is that you're storing the vehicle, put a big X on the map and say,
Yeah.
it's vehicle storage.
Okay.
Wherever you're storing the dumpster, put in a big, something there that says dumpster location. If you're putting dirt, you need to stockpile the dirt, meaning you're digging it out and putting it somewhere. You need to show that. Where are you going to do that? Is it over here? We prefer, of course, out of the buffer. If you do it within the buffer, you will need to put something around it like silt
To protect,
fence.
yeah.
So this way the dirt stays contained in case rain, washout, all that kind of stuff.
Understood.
okay. You can take a copy of this if you take a picture. And if you can't read my handwriting, I'm sorry.
Dumpster.
I think your father sold me my house 30 years ago. Been there for 30 years, hasn't fallen down yet.
Do we need anything about concrete washout?
They're doing it by hand.
All right. Concrete.
All right,
washout.
so get these changes in, and then the next meeting, before the next meeting, then you come the next meeting, if everything's in order, we'll grant
We'll
you
accept
may
the
want, can I
application.
just also make a suggestion? You may want to submit a set of those plans or two
You
to
know,
the
I asked
file.
and they said not to.
I mean, it would be good just because it would give
I
us,
have 4 copies.
With you?
Yeah. They told me not to, said they don't need this.
Is that
That's
might not
the-
be, that doesn't
You
sound like
put
a
one in the
site plan,
file.
right? That's
no,
just a.
it's probably just
That's
It's just the
fine.
architecture
the
plans.
architecture.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
Oh, architecture.
Would
All
you,
right,
would you
so
like
get-
that as well?
No, that's all right. It just,
Just make sure the excavator is out of the buffer.
Okay?
So, yep.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
See you next time.
With that, we have no other items.
Minutes.
We have minutes.
Minutes.
I didn't get a, did I get a letter? Yes, I got a letter. Okay, we can only, have a good night.
Good night.
All right, so, the two that can't vote, we can't vote on either one.
All right.
Well, we can vote on 3-2, because the three of you can, so.
Was that
Do I have a
from-
motion to accept the meeting minutes for March 2nd?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
With that, we have no other items. Do I have a motion to close the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. Have a nice night. Enjoy your weekend. See you soon.